What's the deal, people? What's up? This is your boy, Big K.Solo. You already know what time it is. It's motherfucking what I call story time. You feeling me? Now, this story that I'm about to hit you guys with, it's a story, and this was placed in Rikers Island back in a couple years ago. I mean, this was a crazy story, and I never told this story because, in one way, I thought it was my fault. What happened? This kid got hurt, and well, let me tell you what happened in the story. All right, like that, you guys can get with it, and let me know, and be honest. Be honest. Let me know if it was my fault. All right. Now, this is what happened in the state, upstate New York, Rikers Island. You know, the prison system, period. The whole prison system, period. Sometimes they make mistakes. Sometimes they put inmates in general population instead of them sending them to what we call in New York oh God, how they used to call that shit MO house. We used to call it MO house because that was like for like people that was not, you know, that's not right upstairs. You know what I'm saying? It's not right in the cabeza. So they go to a special housing unit for that. You know, you got a lot of people that go in there with crazy really physically, mentally, a lot of people go in there destroyed. I mean, being honest. I mean, physically, the body could always heal. I mean, I met a lot of dudes, man, that looked at like they was like 5 minutes away from death. They get locked up. 2 months later, you don't recognize them because these dudes just got blown up with the potatoes and the rice and the fish they give you in Rikers Island. I mean, you know, the food is garbage. But you gotta understand, you eat 3 times a day. You don't go nowhere. You just stay in the house. If you like me, all you're gonna do is work out, because I don't watch TV. When I'm in prison, I do not watch TV. The only time I watch TV is if it's a good fight, a boxing match, or a football game. That's the only time you see me watching TV. I do not watch no video TVs. I don't watch that. That's something that gets you stressed out. Being honest, I don't watch none of that MTV or none of that. I don't watch that shit because that shit gets you stressed out. And I'm talking about why it gets you stressed out, because not only you're hearing the music, you seeing what's going on. They be having girls dancing, and believe me, yo, first thing you want to do is grab your motherfucking short ass and go straight to the bathroom and kill some babies. If you guys understand what I'm saying, you know. So anyway, this was in Collins Correctional Facility. And just like I said, some people, some inmates wind up in population that never ever should be there. You understand what I'm saying? So what happened, they sent this white dude. And let me tell you, this dude, had to be the biggest dude I ever met in my life. And I'm not talking about muscles. No, this dude didn't have no muscles. He was just a husky. The dude was like 6'9" in height. No lie. He was like about 6'9", maybe 7 feet. He was tall. He made me. I'm 6'2", yo, and I had to literally look up like this to the man. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody that's 5'3" looking up on me, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like that. I felt like a midget. So anyway. No, come on. Anyway, the white dude comes to the house. It's like, we used to call him Grizzly because he went in there with a big ass beard. He was, white dude. He was blonde, and his hair was all the way to his shoulders. The man looked at like an oversized Neanderthal. I'm serious, yo. Oversized Neanderthals, because you know Neanderthals, what you people, uneducated people call cavemen. You feel me? But this man looked like a Neanderthal, but tall. You know what I'm saying? Mad tall. Because Neanderthals they was no taller than 5'5". But they was very, very, very muscular. You know what I'm saying? No question. But anyway, That was my man right there. He was just humongous, bro. Like I said, 6'9", 7 feet. The man weighed like about 400 something pounds. I mean, no joke. If I would have to fight this dude, someone that I ain't gonna, I'm not here gonna blow my own fucking horn, but if I was gonna fight this dude, I would have to throw a couple punches and move away and just move out, because once this dude grabs you, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. I seen this man work out. When we used to go work out, me, Chino, Blue, say it was me, Chino, Blue, and Chino. That was my workout partners. And we put him down with us. Because like I said, the dude came to the house. Nobody used to talk to him. Not even the white dudes that was in the house used to talk to him. They used to treat him like shit, like really white trash. You understand what I'm saying? And the man was just. I'm not gonna say he was really slow. I'm not gonna say that. But I'm also not gonna say he was not so bright. He didn't know how to read and write. You know, some of the basic things he didn't really know how to do. So I used to see this dude come to the house, from back from the programs and shit. Like if you go to school, you go to school. If you work in the mess hall, you work in the mess hall. Whatever you do, whatever is your, how they call it, man. I haven't been there in years, man. So I forgot a lot of those names. Program. If you had a program, and the program, let's say your program was school, or your program was to go work in the mess hall, or your program was lawns and ground. Lawns and ground is, you take care of the jail, you make sure the grass is cut, all that crazy stuff. Let's say you work in the gym. Let's say you work in the yard. Program is what you're supposed to do, a job, or go to school, whatever, go to college, whatever the president got to give you, that's what you do every day. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that because it looks good for your parole. When you go to parole, you want to go with a lot of stuff. You want to go with your GED. You want to say, yeah, I did this, I did that, I did this. You know what I'm saying? I did my thing since I've been here. I just didn't lay up smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. A lot of dudes do that. Believe me, a lot of dudes do that, and they get smashed in the board. And then they talk about, well, why they hit me on the parole board? Why they keep hitting me? Dude, they keep hitting you because you ain't doing nothing, bro. You went in there and you still don't know anything. You didn't take no trades, no nothing. Because if you go to jail, especially upstate, and you want to, they got a lot of stuff. They got carpentry. They got you could be plumbing. They got mad stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of trades that you could take upstate. So anyway, as for me, I was going to school, and after school, I was in the Trinity. How you call that? They have a name for it, but for me, we used to call it the super job. I was like a super. I always make sure, go to all the buildings, make sure the house gangs or whoever takes care of a certain area housing unit, make sure they did the garbage right. And if they didn't do the garbage right, I would go and I would, let them know, yo, listen, who's your porter? I would go to the CO and say, yo, who's your porter? They would give me the porter's names, and I would go check them out, and I would like, yo, son, you got to go back out there and do your job, son, because we ain't going to do that. Because a lot of these dudes used to pick up the garbage bags and put them in a big trunk, and that's it. But they never, sometimes the garbage bags used to break. And you have milk and all that crazy stuff, and that's not our job to clean that up. You feel me? They got to clean it. So sometimes we had to, confront these dudes like, yo, we ain't cleaning that, bro. You're going to clean that because we ain't cleaning it. We're going to leave that shit like that. So anyway, and by the way, we used to call him Lumberjack because that's how he looked at, like a lumberjack. That's a famous sign. Oh, man. And this is in that TV show that Sylvester Stallone stars in. The name of the TV show is Tulsa King. So when you get to Tulsa, the town of Tulsa, that's a big lumberjack guy. You see him with lumberjack with the axe. That's how my man looked at. Like that's how lumberjack looked. I mean, just like that. The only difference that he didn't have the clothes, like, you know what I'm saying, the lumberjack clothes. That's the only difference. But this dude, man, was humongous, humongous. So, like, nobody used to give him any love. Nobody used to talk to him. So one day, I don't know. I don't know. It was just like, I'm gonna go see what's up with this dude. I'm gonna go see if he knows how to play some cards. So I go over there and I said, yo, you know how to play, gin? And he looks at me, and when he looks at me like shocked, like somebody's talking to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, because this guy was really, really, really intimidating. I mean, he intimidating. Nobody wanted to talk to him because he was kind of slow, and I used to find that kind of fucked up. So I started playing spades with him, and and the dude was good. I'm not spades, gin. We was playing gin, and the dude was good. So I'm like, okay, what I'm saying? So that same night, after we played and stuff like that, I asked him, so, yo, are you hungry? The dude was like, yeah, he just came into college, so basically he didn't have nothing yet. He didn't have no packages. He haven't gone to the commissary yet. So most likely he had nothing. So what I did was I go to my man Chino, because that was my, and that was like my go guy. You feel me? Because there's kings, and there was like about, at that time there was like about 40 something kings in Collins, and this is just in Collins 2. Collins 1, I don't know what they had there, because I was always in Collins 2. So we go, and I tell Chino, yo, Chino, man, I'm gonna invite this kid to go eat with us, man. So, what we're gonna cook. So Chino's like, who you inviting? I'm inviting the white dude, man. The big white dude. So Chino was a smart dude. Chino, that was my dude. He was funny like a mother. But, we had a name for Chino. Chino's name was Dragon Breath. Because Chino had the most nasty ass breath ever. Listen, when I used to talk to Chino face to face, or I used to play cards with him or something, I used to try not to breathe. I used to like hold my breath, and when I had to like breathe again, I used to like move my head, like take that breath, take that air, and boom, lock down again. You feeling me? Because he had some fucked up breath, and everybody was saying it was because of the two teeth that he had. He had two gold tooth right here. These two was gold, and in the middle of those two teeth, there was a diamond. In each tooth, there was a diamond. So a lot of people were saying that it was, over the years eating, a lot of that food gets stuck between the diamonds or something like that, and it would create a foul smell. I don't think so. I never really caught that. I was like, nah, man, that's just his stomach, man. His stomach is fucked up. You feel me? But a lot of people was blaming the two gold teeth. I even questioned him. I said, Chino, man, you don't think it's your teeth, man, that's fucking up your breath? Because like I said, he was my dog. And he didn't care for me to say anything to him because, he was my dog. So anyway, that same day, we made some Jack Mac, yellow rice. What else? We made a salad because in Collins, you had stove. You had stove in Collins, B. And in the Honor Dome, you had stoves and you had ovens. Bro, I used to make my own peanut butter cookies. I used to make my own cheesecakes. And I used to sell them. 5 stamp a cheesecake. I'm serious. That's another show. But anyway, we fed Lumberjack. And that's the name we used to call him, Lumberjack. So we fed Lumberjack. The next day, we went to the programs together. Me, Chino, and Lumberjack. Short, let's just drop it short. He started hanging out with us. And let me tell you, man. This man used to make me, this man, he was in Collins 2 in my house, C2, for about 7 months. Then they sent him back to Collins 2 he had to do some other kind of program, so they sent him back to Collins, They sent him back to Collins 1. But for 7 months, this dude used to make me laugh, bro. I'm talking about laugh, and let me rephrase this. He didn't go back to college too because of the program. Nah, he went back to college too. I will let you know why he went back, and after that he went to the box. So there was this Mexican kid who always used to mess with him. Always used to mess with him. And this dude, like I said, bro, he had that retarded strength. All right? He had that I mean, I think if this dude would have grabbed that Mexican kid and just slammed him against the floor, he would have died. All right? He would have died. Now, one day, me and Chino, we playing some cards. We was playing, God, what we was playing, man? We was playing spades. Me and Chino, LK, and what was this other kid named, man? This kid named Reality. Reality came from Staten Island. Puerto Rican kid named Reality. Good little brother, man. Anyway, we playing spades. Dot, 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 dot. So I hear Lumberjack screaming, like barking at someone. And Lumberjack, you should not do that, man. This man was a humble giant. Seriously, a humble giant. So I look and I find out it's Lumberjack screaming at that Mexican's friend. You understand what I'm saying? The Mexican used to sleep right next to him. The Mexican's cube was right next to Lumberjack's cube. But Lumberjack used to not hang out in his cube. He always used to come to my cube, or he used to go to Chino's cube. And just bug the fuck out. And every time we used to eat together, because like I told you, he didn't have nothing, but one day, well, not one day, a few times his family would started sending him money. And let me tell you, that was, you know, I don't know what that dude did out in the world, but every time he used to get some cheddar, bro, he used to show me the receipt. $250, $300, $400, $150, $100. This man used to not get no less than $100. So I know he had a crazy bank account. So he started spending money, and that's another thing. He used to not spend no money. He used to not spend no money until he met us. When he went to Collins 1, and Collins 1 is like / reception. You know what I'm saying? When you first come to a jail, you gotta go to a special house, and you know that's like reception house. So he was already there for like a month. You understand what I'm saying? So, and once again, when you get there, you gotta wait a certain time to get a package, and you gotta wait a certain time to get a visit. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why he didn't have nothing. So when he came to us, you know, we gave him love. Next thing you know, he goes to commissary. He buys a whole $55 commissary. And that's the only thing you can buy, is $55 worth of food. And I believe is altogether $72. You could spend $72 a month. Because you go to commissary every 2 weeks. But you can spend $72 every 2 weeks. You can spend that money. But $55 worth of food, and the other is like stamps and legal papers. You could go all the way to $72. That's the limit. You can't buy no more. Anything higher than 72 is not gonna happen. Feel me? So anyway, so we started eating. We have food. I have food. Chino have food. He have food. We was taken care of. God bless us. My wife Joyce was there for me. My other friend, he rest in peace, Peter, and a few people that I know out there that they was smashing with your boy. They was smashing your boy k.solo. So, Chino had his wife. His wife was smashing him off, and like I said, Lumberjack had his family. So like I said, I hear Lumberjack screaming. We go over there, because like I told you guys, Lumberjack is not known for screaming. He's not known to argue, nothing. That's why dudes used to fuck with him, because they thought that he was soft. So I go over there, and I'm like, yo, Lumberjack, what's up, man? Me, Chino, LK, you know what I'm saying? All kings. Chino was not a king. So we go over there, and we're like, yo, what's up? Nah, man, somebody took something out my locker. Somebody took something out my locker that I was going to give to you and Chino. He knew that I used to love the Debbie cakes, the Debbie There was one that used to be peanut butter and jelly, Debbie cakes, and he bought me a box, and he bought Chino a box of honey buns. He knew that was Chino's favorite. So they took his Debbie cakes, man. He bought like 6 packs of Debbie cakes. The box, they took like, some Stephen Canavan dudes, bro. Fine. We found out who did it. It was the Mexican that that the Mexican that used to sleep right next to him, that they didn't like each other. It was his boy that took the shit because the Mexican told him to do it. So, when I found out what was the deal, because, shit goes around, all I had to do is just go to the yard and go to the Mexican side, and start talking to the Mexicans. You feel it? And one thing in upstate prison, you're going to go and you're going to see Dominicans hanging out with Dominicans. You're going to see Trinitarios hanging out with Trinitarios. You're going to see Latin Kings hanging out with Latin Kings. And most likely, you already know Latin Kings, Spanish, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican, Colombians, whatever. If you're Spanish, you get down with Latin Kings, even blacks. But one thing about this, and let me get this right. There's a lot of Dominicans that are Latin Kings, especially in Santo Domingo. Shout out to the Latin Kings in Santo Domingo, and shout out to the Latin Kings that they are here. So anyway, at one time, all Dominicans was Latin Kings, bro. You used to go to Amsterdam, you used to go to the Dominican area. There was all Latin Kings, bro. But they flipped and they went they made their own Trinitario. But the real ones stood as Latin Kings. So anyway. So anyway, we find out who did it. We go and we tell Lumberjack, Lumberjack, this is what we're gonna do. We find out who took your shit. But now this is the part that I should have never told him to do. I said, and this was I told him to do this like I was playing. Me and Chino, LK, we was playing. We wanted to see if he had that heart, just in case if he would fight for his, We just wanted to see if he was like, what? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go over and fuck him up. Because we was not gonna let them do that because Lumberjack was crazy big. Lumberjack would hurt one of these dudes. So I said, Lumberjack, you already know who did it. So check this out. Tonight, by 10 o'clock, when it's over with the count that everybody go to the basement, catch him in the basement because and Collins used to go downstairs to the basement to watch TV. You had 3 TVs, and each building that inmates sleep in, they all had 3 TVs. You had the Spanish TV, you had the movie TV, and you had the sports TV. And the thing about Collins that every TV had a TV room, so that was rocking. And let me tell you, when I got there, I changed the rules in the Spanish team because I'm like, there was when they show movies on Saturdays and Sundays, we had to go downstairs to the gym, and by the time we go downstairs, all that shit was packed. You couldn't get a good seat. So what I did was I went to the Spanish dude. One day I go to the Spanish dude, and nobody's there. It's like 3 or 4 dudes looking at Spanish novela. I'm like, nah, man, we ain't gonna have this, bro. We ain't gonna have it. This is a Spanish room, bro. That's a Spanish TV, right? So that means that a lot of people don't know how to speak Spanish. And those that know how to speak Spanish, I understand. You want to watch your Spanish TV. But from now on, every Saturday morning, Sunday morning, this will be movie channel in this room. So that's when Mad King started coming to the TV room. You know what I'm saying? I changed. Let me tell you, because of what I did in the C building, D building, E building did the same thing. Latin Kings went over to the Latin Kings that was sleeping there, that was living in the E building and C building and all that shit. They all made the choice. Say, we're gonna start looking at movies here, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a movie night. No, excuse me. Yeah, it was a movie night. It was a Saturday night. I didn't get to watch the movie in the daytime because I went to the yard to play handball because I had a handball. Saying I had a bet, so it was a three pack Newport bet that who will win what. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna play with my man Squiggly. That was his name, Squiggly. Good dude, black dude. Funny motherfucker. But anyway, me and Squiggly, we made a bet, a 3-pack Newport bet that I would beat him in handball, and you already know what happened. Your boy Solo lost 3 packs. Yeah, I lost 3 packs. I ain't gonna front. I mean, I just started learning how to play handball. But let me tell you, 4 years in that motherfucker, I became one of the best handball players there. But this was like my first year and I was just learning. So he got me for the 3 packs. But anyway, nighttime comes. We're gonna watch the movie. A few blacks used to come to the Spanish TV room because they knew that we was rocking that, you know what I'm saying? But there was one rule. Nobody could sit in the front. If you're not Spanish, you can't not sit in the front because everybody had a seat. And the front seat, the middle of the front was me because I didn't have good eyes. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I didn't have my contacts on. And I didn't want to put on those thick-ass glasses. So I had to be like sitting down and squinting. Sometimes I could not see what was going on the TV, and I'd be like, what just happened? Like, damn, you know, somebody to come and tell me, damn, Solo, you blind. Anyway, but this is what happened, Solo, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, I got you, I got the rest. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of a little hard to watch, but I did what I had to do. So anyway, that night, Sasquatch comes down. We're going to watch the movie. I forgot about telling Sasquatch. I forgot about telling Lumberjack to don't beat up the dude. We're going to take care of that. You understand what I'm saying? I forgot. Me, LK, Chino, we forgot. Because that the thing is, we want to see how mad he gets. And then we're going to tell him, you're not chill. We're going to get your stuff back. Because we already took care of it. We already stepped to the Mexican. You feel what I mean? Like, yo, we know it was you. 2 or 3 of your mans told us it was you. So we don't want to hear nothing. So next commissary, you're going to give my man what you took. So they was like, all right, Solo, we don't want no problems. Yo, my bad. I don't want to hear it. Have my man shit next Tuesday. Once again, when me and all these and the fellas was telling Lumberjack, yo, Lumberjack, when you get there, just fuck the nigga up. We got your back. I'm looking at the movie. I forgot about Lumberjack. Lumberjack is sitting right behind me, watching the movie. The Mexican kid, all of a sudden, they was playing soccer. They were playing soccer. So that he was in the sports TV room. Unfortunately, he was not in the Spanish room because he knew we was watching movies there. But he didn't go. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Soccer is like the main shit, like for Mexicans. You understand what I'm saying? Certain countries, soccer is like the shit. Like how we love baseball, football, basketball, they love soccer. So whatever reason, the soccer game was over with, so he comes to the Spanish TV room where Sasquatch is there. So now he walks in. Oh my God, he walks in. I don't know that he walks, because I'm not noticing it. I'm over here into the movie. Homeboy goes and sits in the back, in the back, bro. All I remember is that Lumberjack is up, like when you feel something moving. I turn around, I see Lumberjack getting up, and he goes to me like I got this. But once again, I forgot. Nobody's paying no money at Chino, LK. We all forgot to tell them, yo, we fucking with you, man. They're gonna give you back your commissary, son. Yo, next time when you go to the store, they got you. They got you, and they're gonna give you something extra. So leave the dudes alone. You don't want to get in trouble. So that was supposed to be the plan. So when Lumberjack gets up, I look, he gets up, but I don't know the Mexican this dude's there. LK, Chino, they all saw the Mexican kid come in, but they forgot also. So, like, 4 seconds later, oh my God, all I'm hearing is somebody just getting whipped. All I'm hearing is, you know when somebody gets smacked, you know when somebody gets punched in the face, you can hear that? But this dude, Lumberjack, was hitting this dude in his head. All you heard was clock, 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 clock. He hit him so many times with his hands that he broke his knuckles. He broke his whole he broke his whole right hand. He broke his right hand. The dude went in a coma, bro. After a little while, I found out that he woke up out the coma. Thank God that the Mexican kid woke up out of the coma. You already know they took Lumberjack to the box, and he never came back. I haven't seen Lumberjack again. That was the last time I saw Lumberjack, and I didn't even get the chance to say goodbye, my little friend. I mean, not my little friend, because this nigga was fucking humongous. But I didn't get the chance to say, yo, I see you, man. Be careful. Good luck. And then, when I get up, that I'm hearing boom, 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 boom. It was so loud, the punches, that the COs heard it from the desk that they sit. That they got like a desk, and they all chill right there in that desk. And like I said, it's all rooms with a door. And the COs heard the punches that this dude, I'm telling you, man, it was, all you heard was like, because that's a different when you hit somebody in the back, you hit somebody in the face, you smack somebody, and when you hit somebody in the head. Lumberjack went in. Yo, fucking Mexican kid B, he was in the floor, and this nigga caught a seizure. That's what put him in a coma, the seizure. And I look at Lumberjack, and I'm a little, I'm mad, not a little, I'm mad. I'm like, Lumberjack, why the F you hit him like that, bro? What's wrong with you? And his exact words was, you, Chino, and LK told me to. And I remembered, right there I remembered. And I couldn't just tell him, yo, we was just playing with you. I couldn't tell him that. Just imagine me telling him, yo, we were just playing with you. He gonna give you your shit next week. I couldn't tell him that. So once I told him why you did that, and he said because you, Chino, blah, blah, told me to, COs walk in. When they, one thing about when somebody has a fight, what the COs do is they make you stand on the wall with your hands, with your hands hitting the wall, your palm touching the wall. So what they do is when they walk they check every man's hand. When they went to Lumberjack's hand, bro, they could see his bones, they could see his knuckles bleeding. This dude broke his hand. I'm talking about every knuckle was broken. Every finger was broken. He broke his wrist from whipping on that kid. And I'm pretty sure he caught a new bid. I'm definitely sure he caught a new bid. Unless a psychiatrist went to see him in the hospital. Because they took him to the outside hospital, no jail hospital, outside hospital for the hand. And I just it's like me, Chino, LK, we felt so bad, man. We were like, damn. They took our man because we was just playing with him. And we forgot to tell him, yo, it was a joke, man. So deep down inside, man, I know, whatever, man, but it's my bad, damn, it was just bad. It was just bad. Because I know he caught a case. Homeboy went in a coma. Like I said, I heard that he came out the coma because someone that knows him, in a parole violation, I saw my little man Mexico. He was a king. And Mexico was in Mexico was in Art to Kill. So he was the one that told me that homeboy came out the coma. because the dude was Mexican. So Little Mexico, that was his name, Little Mexico, that he was a king. He told me that homeboy woke up at the coma, and went back to population, back to Collins, and like about 3 months later they shipped him out because they thought that somebody put a hit on him, even though we did. For the meat, we did put a hit on him. Fuck all that. Even though we was wrong, but we put a hit on that motherfucker. You understand? Anyway, yo, this is your boy K.Solo, man. This is just a quick story time with your boy K.Solo. This is the Ghetto Gossip, a.k.a. Rikers Island Story. Also, K.Solo Stories. You heard? No, excuse me, the K.Solo Show. My bad. You already see I got the Elf Scout. Looking good, shit feeling good. So I'll see you guys later, man. Peace, your brother from another mother, K.Solo. God bless.